Good morning, everyone. It is Mike, the computer guy, here once again to give you a quick tutorial on Proxmox and how to install it on a device. So let's dive in and get to work. What I've done is I've gone to proxmox.com. I will put the link down below the video. But we want to jump over to downloads and get the ISO installer is what we want. We would hit download here. I've already downloaded it. That way we don't have to wait. And once it is downloaded, we will need a flash drive. And I have this cheap little 4 gig old flash drive, should do the trick. And once it is downloaded, we will open up your flash drive ISO creation tool of choice. According to Proxmox's wiki, they recommend Rufus or Balena Etcher. I will put a Rufus link in here. I like Rufus. It's very low in resource needs, and it just works. So here we go. As you can see, it has already chosen the 4 gig flash drive. It knows it's a flash drive. So what we will do, we'll leave it on disk or ISO, and then we will select, and we will find my download of Proxmox 8.4-1. We will open, and right here, when using Rufus for Proxmox, the image you selected is ISO hybrid. As a result, DD image writing will be enforced. That is fine. We want the DD image writing. So we're going to say OK here, and we will go ahead and look at our advanced options. There's nothing here that we need, so we will just hit start. And it's giving us a warning that everything on this USB will be wiped and destroyed. That is fine. That is completely acceptable when burning an ISO onto a flash drive or any other type of removable media. It's going to wipe it out and make it bootable, so it's basically its own hard disk. So let's get started, and we're going to hit OK. And then probably go through a bit of time lapse here in a moment and just kind of let this thing do its thing. So let's go. All right, everyone. So it has finished with its writing to this flash drive. Let's take a look at this PC. As you can see, USB-D. It's made another partition here, which is all these Proxmox partitions that are Linux-based, and Windows does not know how to read them. So we will move on over to a laptop I have set up that we will install this on, and I will show you how to set this up on a basic. I've got a little Lenovo right behind me, and I will show you how to get this going. So let's jump over there and we'll continue on.
All right, we have moved on over to my little Lenovo ThinkPad over here. It's a little i7 T470, so it's an older model. But before we get going with Proxmox installations, we need to make sure the virtualization is turned on in the BIOS. So what I've done is I've held this button down so that it's fully powered down. That way, when it starts off, it tries to go into the boot menu, which we're going to hit F12 because with Lenovo, that is the hotkey on the laptops to get into the BIOS menu. So we're going to head over here to the app menu. We'll go into setup, and with these, virtualization is under the security tab. You just want to make sure that it is enabled. You will need this enabled in order for Proxmox to virtualize machines. This is the same with any other virtualization platform. You need to make sure that's turned on for Hyper-V or VMware or Proxmox or any other type of thing that's going to virtualize a machine. So that is saved already. So we will hit F10 just in case. And then we will start hitting F12 again so that we can choose our boot menu and boot from the flash drive here that we created a minute ago in Rufus. So there it is. This is my flash drive. I'm going to hit enter. There goes Proxmox. We'll just use the standard default graphical integration. We'll hit enter. And there it goes. This shouldn't take too long as it's a pretty small little OS, maybe 30 to 45 seconds. We've grabbed an address, 192.168.1.159. Since I am plugged into my switch back here, it should be grabbing a local network, which we will utilize later to hit the interface. And we will be able to control it basically from anything on our network by hitting its interface. All right, so now we will go ahead and agree to the end user license agreement. And then we will, it's asking for the target hard disk. There is only one on this machine, so I cannot choose anything else. It's the hard drive that's installed. We'll go ahead and hit next, next. We're in the United States. My time zone is Chicago. Keyboard layout is English, and we will hit next. Let's see, password will go 12345678990. 12345678990. Perhaps I missed a key there. 12345678990. You don't have to use this password. I'm just doing this for the sake of ease of setup. All right, so, got to put in my email address. We will just make one up because I'm not going to be utilizing the built-in SMTP options. We will just use poor Joe at yahoo.com. He's been getting my email for years. Sorry, Joe. We will next. All right, so management interface, it's basically asking where are you going to manage this from? And since we got 192.168.1.159 earlier, that is referring to this interface. The only other one I have available to choose from is the Wi-Fi card in here. So I am going to utilize the existing network interface. You can set your DNS server to whatever you want. This is my in-home DNS, but for anyone else, you can just use Google DNS, which is 8.8.8.8 here. Let's try to keep this in focus. All right, so it gives us the summary, and we're going to hit install. And away she goes. We will come back shortly when this has finished. All right, we are back. It has finished its install. It has rebooted, and it is now telling me that the login is at 192.168.1.159.8006. So what we're going to do is jump on over to my main PC, and we will log in. You can log in here, but there's really no need to. It's not graphical, and it's all just shell commands anyway. So we're going to skip that for now, and we'll see you on the other computer.
All right, we are back, and if you recall, before we cut away, it was telling us that the management interface was at this address with this port 8006. I am just going to copy that. You can also type it in. You don't have to use the HTTP. The browser is usually smart enough to know how to put that in front of it. But here we go. There's the management interface. The username on these is always root. And our password 12345678990. There we go. It tells you you don't have a valid subscription. That is fine. You do not need a subscription to run Proxmox on your home network. It's just an annoying pop-up to remind you every time that you need a subscription. We will pop over here. The PVE is the device itself. This is what it's calling that laptop. And we will see the summary, which it is running Here's its address. It's using 10% memory and 0% CPU. And if we go down here, we will see its drives. Inside it is made two partitions, one at 72 gigs and another at 151 gigs. This is where it will house various volumes. This is your ISO volume. So if you have an ISO you want to upload, you can click that, find your ISO, upload it, whether it be a Windows ISO or a Linux ISO, etc., etc. That is how you would upload that here. We will go ahead and select a file just to show you how this works. I should have some in my downloads folder. Yeah, I have a Windows 11 24H2. I should have some Ubuntu's in here somewhere too. I do not see them. We'll go ahead and upload that one. We'll upload, and as you can see, since it's on the local network and it's only shooting it across, really, across the switch from one PC to the other, it's pretty quick. And there we go. It is now there, and if we do a quick refresh, there's our Windows 11 24H2 International ISO uploaded in here. If we wanted to, we could create a VM, but with Windows, there's a few extra steps in Proxmox to get Windows to work, whereas Linux distros, they just work out of the box. So what we will do, just to show you how quick and easy it is to create a Linux container, the CT is basically like a Docker container, and it's going to utilize very minimal resources, whatever you put in, basically. We will go in here to CT images, CT templates. We will see what templates we have to work for. Here we go. We have Ubuntu 2204 Jammy Standard. We'll just choose that. We'll download it real quick. There it goes. Should be a pretty small ISO, and it's done. We will go ahead and create a CT. Click that button, and we'll give it a password: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, just to test her out. And we'll call it Ubuntu Jammy, and that's nope, no spaces. It does not like that. We will go next. We will choose the template, which we just downloaded. It's already there. We will choose the disk. You can set your disk size here. If you want to change it, you can increase or lower it depending on what you want to use this for. I'm going to leave it at 8. And just for speed's sake, we'll give it a dual core. Single core is a bit sluggish sometimes. And memory 512, we'll go with 1024. Yeah, now let's do 2048. I'll do 512 as my swap, 2048 as my actual memory. Let's see, network we will leave as is. There is no IPv6 on my network, so I'm going to leave that. We'll set it to DHCP so that it just grabs an IP address, and DNS, and let's do 1.1.1.1, which is Cloudflare, and 8.8.8.8, which is Google. Hit next. We will confirm, and I'm telling it to start after created, and we will hit finish. And there it goes. As you can see down here, it's telling you everything it's doing at the bottom. So, I mean, you can close this and it will continue to create the CT. And there it goes. The task is okay and the task is done. We will go over here and there it is, Ubuntu Jammy. It's running. And let's just take a look at it. So we'll hit the console here. And its login should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Oh, my mistake. Let's try root. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. There we go. And we're in. And there we have it, a headless Ubuntu instance running right here. If you want, you can check it for updates. Sudo app get update. There it goes. And updates are flowing in. And as you can tell, as it flows in, the CPU is bumping up, kind of utilizing some of that power. But as you can see, what we set before was 2 gigs of RAM usage, and if we go over here to the summary of the machine itself, we're only using 1.65 gigs. So it won't use all 2 gigs, it'll only use as much as it needs when it's in a CT container. So that kind of frees up some of your RAM for usage in other machines. So if it's a very low processing power machine, it's not just holding those resources hostage. It can release them for use on other machines. Say you wanted to create a second machine, you would just create a CT, pointed at, whatever the template you wanted to use, or upload your own ISO. You can completely do that. If you wanted a GUI instance, just go to, ubuntu.com. We'll go over here, we'll accept the cookies, we'll download, and you can get the desktop version right here. And it's 5.9 gigs. For the sake of speed, I am not going to do that today. But you could completely do that, upload it, as we said before, into your ISO images container right there. And then if you wanted to create a VM, it wouldn't be a CT in this case, it would be a VM since it's the entire operating system. You would create the VM the same way as the CT, go through here, give it a name, resource pool. There's no pools I have created, it's just going to throw it where it throws it. And you would choose your ISO image, which would be here. Like if you wanted to do the Windows, like I said, for Windows, you do have to pop a few more settings in here for it to be able to run Windows. But we will cover that at a later point in time. And there you go, crash course in how to install Proxmox, how to burn it, how to put it on a laptop, and how to fire up your first Linux container. As always, have a great day. Mike the Computer Guy, signing off.